All right, this is problem number 6 from section 9.6. It's asking us, suppose you were borrowing money to buy a car. Which of these situations would you prefer? The interest rate in your car is 20% and inflation is 19%, or the interest rate in your car is 5% and inflation is 2%? Briefly explain. Well, that's part A, and we'll get to part B afterwards. But first, for part A, remember this formula: R, the real interest rate, equals I, the nominal interest rate, minus pi, the inflation rate. So what are the two situations? Well, the first is that the interest rate is 20%. Remember, this is nominal. So R equals 20 minus inflation rate of 19%. So R equals 1%. Real interest rate is 1% in the first situation. The second one being interest rate of 5 and inflation of 2. So in this case, real interest rate is going to be 5% minus 2%. I don't know why I'm writing out percent, but so real interest rate is 3%. And as a consumer, what do you want in this situation? Obviously, you want the lower interest rate, right? Because you want to be paying less to take out this loan. So what you're going to prefer is the situation in which the nominal interest rate is 20% and the inflation rate is 19%. That's what you're going to prefer as a consumer. Now, let's look at it as a loaner or a bank. For part B, it says, now suppose you're JPMorgan Chase and you're making car loans. Which situation in part A would you prefer? And now remember that the real interest rate is going to be your profit. It's going to be how much you're making from this loan. So you want to maximize it. So you're going to prefer this situation for part B. You're going to prefer having a real interest rate of, a nominal interest rate of 5, inflation rate of 2 for a real interest rate of 3%. So to recap, for part A, you're going to prefer to be the lower real interest rate, which is part A, or which is, the first scenario. And for part B, you're going to be the bank. So you want to maximize real interest rate, which is the second scenario.